After a couple of months, Jupiter starts getting larger. Having been around the Sun, Jupiter feels small compared to Sol. As we get closer, we cannot help but stare at the swirls of gas clouds as if hypnotized. Jane takes to the telescope and starts exploring all the interesting swirls. A yellow moon comes into view, Io, resembling a moldy orange.
Now that's one place I never want to go.
Joe ponders while watching the sulfuric volcanoes spout into the air on the view screen as he zooms into the camera view.
Fortunately, we don't have to go there, though I really hope we have something better than this waiting for us on the other side.
We leave Jupiter behind and reach Saturn. Once again, we are all in awe of the beauty of this majestic ringed planet. We can see Titan looming in the distance, as well as a welcoming committee of light crafts awaiting us, creating the effect of a night runway lined with their ships on either side. Though this runway is more than 1 kilometer wide for safety's sake. Welcome to Saturn. The voices of the Titan crew rings across the radio. We all smile at the festive welcome party of the Titan crew. That has to be every ship in their fleet to be visible to us.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome, Titan crew.
Commander Han radios back to them and everybody cheers. We don't get to see much of the fanfare since we are going at such a high speed. As we approach the rings, our path flows from slightly above them, through the loop between the planet and the rings down through the other side. This will get us in the right direction without losing too much speed.
We're threading the needle, Commander.
Cruz chuckles. After years of travel, we approach Port Exodus. It is hardly visible, save for the solar-powered LED lights and the spinning tetrahedral mirrors reflecting what little of the sun is still visible. As we approach, I can barely distinguish the row of lights going off into the distance to our left and right. The port took a little over 200 years to construct. It forms a ring in orbit around the Sun at 50O, which is a little further out than Pluto. Asteroids were taken by robotic spacecraft to the outer limits of our solar system and placed in a circular orbit around the Sun. This is not a Dyson ring to harvest solar energy, as it is obviously too far away from the Sun for that. Their purpose is to collect energy for a solar particle accelerator 50O in diameter that sets particles accelerating around the Sun and smashes them at Port Exodus. Humanity first built this with the hopes of creating a wormhole, but it was unsuccessful after many attempts. Eventually, it was used to further particle studies. It was also a new place to set up telescopes to explore the universe even more. And then they found it, a primordial black hole just outside our solar system. With new hope for a wormhole, all particle accelerator projects were put on hold to try and create a controllable black hole that would merge with the primordial black hole and possibly create a wormhole. There were many theories, but they had to be put to test. Eventually, they managed to create miniature black holes and miniature wormholes that connected to the primordial black hole. As time went by, they managed to create a bigger wormhole, and finally, they managed to create one that could take a starship. After many years, they managed to get a robotic spacecraft back from the other side. Eventually, even rats came back in perfect condition, bringing hope for humanity to explore the universe personally. Now it is our turn. Everyone on this ship has been to Port Exodus before. It was part of the requirement to go on this mission. We stare at the blackness of what we cannot see. Jane turns on the holographic overlay, showing a vaguely Saturn-like shape of the black hole visualized in 3D vector lines. We get closer to the port. We are now all wearing our full space suit. We are all strapped in. If anything goes wrong, we will automatically be put under sedation and revived when it is safe. My heart is in my throat. I feel like I want to get off the ship and wait on this base for the next ship to take me back. I can't. We're moving too fast for that anyway.
Engineer Al Gray, synchronize the particle accelerator with our ETA.
Commander Joey Han's voice breaks through my thoughts. Recentering my thoughts, I activate syncing on the console.
Synchronization activated, Commander. Everyone, fasten your seatbelts.
Commander Joey shouts. We are all very tense, not knowing what to expect. We get closer. I can feel everything getting heavier. Everything is starting to look warped. I try not to get overcome by the heavy gravity, by doing high G-force breathing and exercises. The protective gravity bubble is working, but there are still some slight side effects of the process. Everything is still black. The holographic display just doesn't seem to make sense anymore. Nothing makes sense. Nothing even looks real anymore. Now would be a good time to stop the simulation and get us out of here. But it's not a simulation, it's real, and now it's starting to feel even more real than everything else out there back on Earth and in the solar system. I can hear Dr. Lee's breathing becoming heavy. Then she starts gasping for air, even though her vitals are showing fine on the screen in front of us. And then there's a beep signaling that she is getting sedated. I'm slightly worried that our only medic is the one that is sedated, but I need to concentrate on getting there intact myself. I also don't want to miss anything. Yes, it's hellishly scary, but it's also just as exciting. We are surfing the galaxy into the unknown. I glance at Jane. She is actually excited. She doesn't want to miss anything either, and is straining herself to stay conscious and experience it all. Just as I start to feel like this is the end, I see a distant light. Is this the light at the end of the tunnel? It must be a star. It's a star, and it's getting bigger very quickly. But then it seems to envelop our ship, and I realize it's just the bent light from a star that we are traveling towards. Eventually, we exit the black hole. We are moving at the same speed we left the solar system, so we should be able to navigate to some planets relatively soon, if there are any. I quickly set up a probe that will relay our safe arrival back home. There is a mini particle collider in the ship for this exact purpose, which also was used to create the gravity bubble. As I adjust the particle accelerator, I reminisce about how far this technology has come. Just 10 years ago, nobody thought we would be able to achieve this level of atom smashing in such a small device. A beep notifies that the device is ready and the probe disappears into the black hole. We all check on Lee, and it seems that she will be fine. Next, Jane runs a preliminary scan and telescope sweep to see if there are any planets. I struggle to take it all in. We are in a totally different solar system, light years away from home. Will we find a habitable place and set up a base? Or will we have to go back empty-handed?